A human soldier named Evan Cole lies on a medical bed. He is badly wounded after saving an alien convoy during a pirate attack. The room is quiet. Machines hum. Strange alien symbols glow on the walls. An alien nurse, tall and thin with silver skin and dark eyes, walks toward him. She checks his file. Her hands pause. Her eyes widen. She whispers in a low voice, "This wasn't meant for humans." Before Evan can speak, she injects him anyway. Then she leans close and says something that chills him. "Don't say a word, not to anyone." The hook continues as Evan feels nothing at first. Minutes pass. Then the pain begins. Not normal pain. It feels like his bones are burning, his blood moving wrong, his heart beating too fast. Monitors start flashing red. The alien nurse looks scared, not for him, but for herself. She quickly erases medical logs and leaves the room. Evan is alone. Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. The medical station drifted quietly through space. Outside its wide glass windows, stars burned like cold white fire. Broken ships floated far away, frozen remains of a battle that had ended only hours ago. Inside the station, everything was calm. Too calm. On a narrow medical bed lay a human soldier named Evan Cole. He did not move. His chest rose and fell slowly. A deep cut crossed his side, sealed only by a thin layer of alien gel. One arm was wrapped in metal braces. Dried blood stained the sheets beneath him. Evan had saved an alien convoy during a pirate ambush. He remembered flashes of the fight. Laser fire. Explosions. Alien screams over open channels. Then darkness. Now he was here. The room was filled with soft humming sounds. Machines floated near the ceiling, scanning his body with pale blue light. Strange symbols glowed on curved walls, written in a language Evan could not read. The air smelled clean, sharp, almost sweet. Evan slowly opened his eyes. The light hurt at first. He blinked and tried to move his fingers. They responded. Pain followed. A deep, heavy pain that spread through his chest and ribs. He hissed quietly. "That's new," he whispered to himself. A shadow moved near the far wall. Evan turned his head slightly. An alien nurse stood there. She was taller than any human woman, her body thin and long. Her skin was smooth and silver, reflecting the room's light. Her eyes were dark and deep, with no visible white. She held a medical tablet in one hand and a small injector in the other. She stepped closer. Evan tried to sit up, but the bed reacted instantly. Soft restraints formed around his arms and legs, holding him in place. "Easy," the nurse said. Her voice was calm but strange. Each word sounded carefully measured, like she had practiced speaking human language many times. "You are injured, do not move." Evan swallowed. "Where am I?" he asked. "A medical station of the Velari Union," she replied. "You are safe." He let out a slow breath. "That's good," Evan said, "because last thing I remember, pirates were trying to tear us apart." The nurse did not answer. She looked down at her tablet, scrolling through glowing symbols. Her long fingers moved faster, then slower. Then they stopped. Her eyes narrowed. She leaned closer to the screen. Evan noticed something change in her face. Not fear. Shock. The nurse froze. For several long seconds, she did not move at all. Evan watched her carefully. "Everything okay?" he asked. She did not respond. Her eyes moved quickly across the tablet, reading something again, then again. Her grip tightened around the injector. Evan's heart rate monitor beeped faster. "Hey," he said more firmly, If something's wrong, I'd like to know. Finally, she looked at him. Really looked at him. Her dark eyes met his. This is incorrect, she said quietly. What is? Evan asked. She glanced toward the door, then toward the cameras mounted in the corners of the room. Her voice dropped lower. This injection, she said, holding it up slightly, it is not standard medical treatment. Evan frowned. Then why do you have it? The nurse hesitated. Her hand shook just a little. This was not meant for humans, she whispered. Evan's breath caught. What? Before he could say more, she stepped closer. Too close. She leaned down until her face was only inches from his. Listen carefully, she said. Do not react, do not speak loudly, and whatever happens next. She paused. Don't say a word. Evan opened his mouth to ask a question. She injected him. The pain came instantly. Not sharp. Not burning. It felt like pressure. As if something heavy had entered his veins and was pushing outward, searching for space inside him. His body locked up. His back arched against the bed as every muscle tightened at once. His vision blurred. The machines around him began to beep faster. Warning lights flashed red. Wait, Evan gasped. The nurse pulled the injector free and stepped back. Her face showed real fear now. Not fear for him. Fear of consequences. I am sorry, she said softly, but this was already logged. If I did not act, others would. What did you give me? Evan struggled to ask. She did not answer. Instead, she turned quickly to the wall terminal and began deleting records. Her fingers flew across the surface, erasing files, altering data, rewriting timestamps. The pain in Evan's chest grew stronger. It spread to his arms, his legs, his neck. Every nerve in his body felt awake at once. Hey, he shouted, don't just leave me like this. The nurse stopped. She looked back at him one last time. If you survive, she said, pretend nothing happened. Then she left. The door sealed shut behind her. Evan screamed. No sound came out. The restraints tightened as his body convulsed. He felt heat deep in his bones. His heart slammed against his chest like it was trying to escape. The machine screamed alarms in alien tones. Then suddenly, silence. The pain stopped. Just like that. Evan gasped and sucked in air. Sweat covered his skin. His chest heaved. He waited. Nothing happened. The machines slowed their beeping and returned to normal status lights. Blue. Green. Stable. Evan lay there shaking. What the hell was that? He whispered. Minutes passed. Then hours. No one came. The lights dimmed as the station entered rest cycle. Evan's breathing slowly returned to normal. He tested his fingers again. They felt fine. Better than fine. He flexed his hand. No pain. He frowned and carefully moved his injured arm. The braces loosened automatically. His ribs no longer hurt. The cut on his side. It was gone. Not sealed. Gone. Smooth skin where the wound had been. Evan stared at it. That's not possible, he said. Footsteps approached outside the room. Evan quickly lay back and closed his eyes. The door opened. 2 alien doctors entered. They were shorter than the nurse, with wide heads and pale eyes. Their robes floated slightly above the floor. They studied the monitors. One of them tilted his head. This recovery rate is abnormal, the doctor said. The other leaned closer. Verify species, he said. The monitor displayed Evan's file. Species human. The doctors went silent. "This is not consistent," one whispered. "No human should process that compound," the other said. "It was never approved for them." "Check the injection log." The doctor paused. "There is no injection log." Both aliens stiffened. They looked at Evan. He remained still, breathing slow. "Asleep." "Run a deeper scan," one said. The machine hummed louder. Evan felt a strange warmth wash over him, but no discomfort. The doctors stared at the results. "This is impossible," one said. "What is?" the other asked. "The compound didn't reject his biology," the first replied. "It adapted." They exchanged a look. A single word passed between them, quiet but heavy. "Prototype." After they left, Evan opened his eyes. His heart beat steadily. Too steadily. He sat up slowly. The bed did not restrain him this time. He placed his feet on the floor. Cold metal touched his skin. He stood. His balance was perfect. Better than it had ever been. He walked to the wall and pressed his hand against it. He could feel vibrations from the station's systems behind the metal. He could hear distant movement. Footsteps. Voices. Through walls. Evan stepped back shocked. "What did she do to me?" he whispered. Alarms suddenly blared across the station. Red lights flashed. A loud alien voice echoed through the halls. "Seal the medical wing immediately." Evan turned toward the door. Heavy locks slid into place. Outside, armored alien guards rushed into position. Weapons charged. The same voice spoke again. "The human patient is to remain contained. He is not to leave under any condition." Evan clenched his fists. He felt calm, clear, focused. In the reflection of the glass wall, his eyes adjusted to the dim red light without effort. He realized the truth. They were not protecting him. They were afraid of him. And whatever was inside his blood now, it was only beginning to wake up. Red warning lights flooded the medical wing. The station no longer felt calm. Outside Evan Cole's room, armored alien guards took positions along the corridor. Their weapons hummed with stored energy, aimed directly at the sealed door. Inside, Evan stood still. He listened, not just with his ears. He could feel the station now. The low vibration of engines. The soft pulse of power running through the walls. The movement of dozens of beings, each one leaving a faint trace he could sense. It scared him, but it also felt natural. Evan took a slow breath. His heart beat steady and strong. Too steady. On the other side of the door, alien commanders gathered in a secure control room. Their images flickered across floating screens. "The human has stabilized," one said, "but the readings are wrong." "How wrong?" another demanded. "He should be dead," a third replied. "That compound destroyed every test subject." "Not this one," the first said quietly. They watched Evan through hidden cameras. He stood relaxed, alert, unafraid. "He doesn't even look injured," one commander muttered. "That is the problem," another replied. Inside the room, Evan walked slowly toward the door. He placed his hand against the cold metal. He felt the locking system, not as numbers, as structure. He knew without knowing how that he could force it open. He stepped back. "No," he whispered, "not yet." He remembered the nurse's words. "Don't say a word." Evan sat back on the bed and waited. Hours passed. Alien doctors came and went, watching him through the glass. They spoke in low voices, never entering the room again. They ran scans. They whispered. They argued. Evan listened to every word. This was never meant for humans. His nervous system is rewriting the compound. We can't control him. We must not let his kind learn of this. That last sentence made Evan's jaw tighten. Later, when the station lights dimmed again, the door slid open just enough for one figure to slip inside. The alien nurse. She moved quickly, sealing the door behind her. Evan stood up at once. "You came back," he said. Her shoulders sagged in relief. "You are alive," she said. "I was not sure." "What did you inject me with?" Evan asked calmly. She looked at him, then at the cameras. "They are blind for a short time," she said. "Speak softly." She took a breath. "That compound was designed to create soldiers who do not question orders," she said. "Strong, fast, obedient." "Slaves," Evan said. She did not argue. "It failed every time," she continued, "until your species appeared." "Why humans?" Evan asked. The nurse hesitated. "Because humans adapt," she said, "and because humans resist." Evan nodded slowly. "That sounds like us." "They feared this," she said, "that the compound would not control you, that it would awaken something instead." "Looks like they were right," Evan replied. The nurse's eyes met his. "They will not let you leave," she said. "They are deciding what to do with you." Before Evan could respond, the station shook. Hard. Alarms blared again, different this time. Not internal. External. Pirate fleet detected, a voice echoed through the station. Shields failing. Defense grid compromised. The control room erupted into chaos. Alien commanders shouted orders. Weapons fired. The station rocked under repeated impacts. Evan felt every explosion ripple through the structure. He turned to the nurse. "Looks like your problem just got bigger," he said. Her voice trembled. "They will come here," she said, "if the station falls." Evan was already moving. He walked to the door and placed his hand on it again. This time he pushed. Metal screamed. The locking system shattered. The door slid open like it had never been sealed. The guards outside froze. Their weapons were raised, but none of them fired. They stared at Evan. Not with anger, with fear. "I can help," Evan said evenly, "or you can keep pointing those at me while pirates tear this place apart." No one moved. Then a voice came over the corridor speakers. "Human Evan Cole," the commander said, "you will stand down." Evan looked up at the ceiling. "No," he replied. Silence followed. Then, "Grant him access," the commander said reluctantly. "All units stand aside." The guards lowered their weapons and stepped back. Evan walked past them. The corridors were chaos. Smoke. Fallen debris. Injured aliens calling for help. Evan moved fast but not reckless. He lifted fallen beams with ease. He carried wounded soldiers to safety. He redirected power manually, pulling open panels and reconnecting systems without tools. Aliens watched him in shock. "This should not be possible," one whispered. "It's a human," another replied. "Nothing is impossible to them." The pirates breached the outer hull. Fighting erupted near the docking bays. Evan reached the front line and stopped. Alien soldiers fired wildly, panicked. Evan stepped forward. "Follow me," he said. They hesitated. Then they followed. Evan moved through the battle like a force of nature. He dodged shots before they were fired. He disarmed pirates with precise strikes. He used their strength against them. Not brutal. Efficient. Focused. Human. When the last pirate fell, the docking bay fell silent. Smoke drifted through broken lights. Evan stood in the center, breathing steady. Alien soldiers stared at him. Not as a weapon, as a protector. Hours later, the station was secure. The commanders summoned Evan to the control chamber. He entered alone. They studied him carefully. "You saved the station," one said. Evan crossed his arms. "I did," he replied. "You carry something that belongs to us," another said. Evan shook his head. "No," he said, "it belonged to you, now it belongs to me." Silence. Finally, the lead commander spoke. "We cannot control humans," he admitted, "and that terrifies us." Evan stepped closer. "It should," he said, "because we don't need control to do the right thing." The nurse stood quietly behind the commanders. Their leader bowed his head. "You are free to go," he said, "and we will record this truth." "What truth?" Evan asked. The commander looked up. "That humans survive what was never meant for them." Evan boarded a human rescue ship hours later. As it pulled away from the station, the nurse watched from the viewport. Evan met her gaze through the glass. She placed a hand over her heart. He nodded once. Far across the galaxy, records were updated. Warnings were issued. New laws were written. One line appeared in every alien database. Humans are not fragile. Humans are not safe to experiment on. Humans adapt. Humans endure. And humans do not break. End.